If you're listening right now to the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, we know something about you. We know that you're obsessed with Little House on the Prairie.
For more than half a century, Little House on the Prairie, the series and the books have been bright lights for people all over the world who seek out goodness, decency, and human connection.
Here on the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, we celebrate everything that made Little House so special.
The stories, the characters, the actors, and the messages that have made Little House iconic family television.
And a perfect counterpoint to a world that feels like it's going off the rails every day.
Where is Michael Landon when we need him most? I'm your host, Pamela Bob.
And I'm your prairie bitch, Alison Arngrim.
And I'm Dean Butler.
Our hashtag imaginary boyfriend. Join us for our loving, quirky, and often irreverent conversations about the finest family drama in the history of television.
And the imperfect people who made it that way.
Presented by our devoted patrons and visit SeaMeValley.com.
Hello, bonnet heads. How are you doing? I'm Pamela Bob, your host, creator and star of Living on a Prairie, and super fan. And I am here with our wonderful prairie bitch. That's right, the one and only Alison Arngrim. Ooh la la, Halloweeny. I know, I'm in orange.
Halloween en France.
Halloweeny. And we're here with our hashtag imaginary boyfriend. That's right, Dean Butler. How are you guys?
You know, soaking wet here in Southern California this morning.
And in New York. Yeah. Ridiculous.
Flash floods? Really? Flash flooding in LA? I read there were flash floods. Are you all drowning?
Yeah.
I guess it's not normal for
it's
LA.
damp. First rain. Well, no, it is, but it's maybe a little early in the season for this kind of rain. We always want the rain, but you know, it's so funny. There's a certain cruelty to the rain coming now when you've got all this exposed land after the horrible fires we had last January, and there's going to be some serious flooding as a result of this. Now, the good news is it's pouring hard for 20 minutes, stops for half an hour, pouring hard for 20 minutes. So the water's getting a chance to soak in a little bit. So that will help this, at least if that's the way the day is starting. I'll say that.
But yeah, that's what I thought, because Palisades, Altadena, etc. And remember, there were just 2 fires at that time. There were like 7 fires burning around. So
the city was on fire.
Yeah. Thousands of square miles of completely bare hillside with nothing holding it back right now and bringing it.
Yeah, it's serious. But other than that, all is well. There's always drama in the world, but we're fine. Everyone's good. I mean, I'm good. Are you good?
It is. It's gorgeous in Paris. It was so sunny today. I think I got a little bird. Is it like gorgeous? I took a course today. I've been trying to take this course, but my schedule and their schedule thing. You are familiar with Le Cordon Bleu.
The Cordon Bleu?
Yes.
Sure.
Really a child. Well, in addition to the classes where you need to go there for months and become a chef, they have short little day classes for tourists and visitors, 2 hours here, 3 hours there. And I took a 3-hour pastry course and made an apple tarte tatin, but it's the classics revisited. So it's a really weird, like ultra modern nouvelle cuisine bizarro thing. You cook the apples and you freeze them, then you make a crumble crust and you put the thing on top, and then there's some whipped cream and some apples.
My God,
it looks nuts. I have pictures on Facebook, but it's going to be delicious. It's in the fridge.
All right, so all I want to know is, at the Cordon Bleu, are you going to make cinnamon chicken? That's what I want to know.
That's what they need. I need to go down there and have them institute a poulet au cannelle course.
What if they recognize? What if she walked in the Cordon Bleu and they were like, Nellie Olsen? Did they? Any recognition?
I think 1 or 2 people did and were just being cool. There were a couple of people going, hi.
Yes.
And just didn't say anything. Just a couple. I was like, but yes, I did. They showed you how to do it, and I was sitting there cooking apples in a big pan of butter, and
do you guys get that a lot?
I got a free apron. You get a free apron.
Oh, awesome! That's worth it. Do you guys get when you go places? Do you get people looking?
It's very contextual for me. Alison, I think probably. It seems like everywhere Alison goes, people know her. It's much more contextual for me. I mean, if I'm in the space, what I'm grateful for is this. When I'm in the space where I'm supposed to be known. People look at me and know it's me.
I guess that's what matters.
That I'm very grateful for.
That's actually like convenient celebrity. That's great because you can have a regular life, but then also not a regular life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It depends. Some days it's very quiet, and other days it's like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I go out, they go, hey, it's Nels. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? And it's like all day long. I never know what it's going to be. So it's bonkers.
Well, I think we should. Well, of course, we've got things coming up. We'll talk about them, but we've got something really fun to talk about today because this episode will drop around Halloween, and there are special things around Halloween.
Yes.
Take us is day before Halloween. Good.
Yes.
So, Pamela, take us to this.
All right, everyone. But before we do, from the producers of UBN Go and Prairie Partners and visitsimivalley.com, this is the 50th anniversary podcast of Little House on the Prairie. You know, in case you needed reminding. All right. I was checking to see if we had an intro sentence that I needed to say, but I don't see one. Dean.
You just say, what are we talking about today?
Dean, what are we talking about today?
In
my podcasty voice.
Since you asked, I'll tell you, today we're talking about an episode that's incredibly timely. It's season 3, episode 5. And it's timely because it's around Halloween.
Yes.
The Monster of Walnut Grove. Ooh. This holiday horror show premiered on November 1st, 1976, the day after Halloween. This episode will drop the day before Halloween. It's all very sort of right there centric.
Yes.
This particular unnerving episode was written by John Hawkins and directed by one of our favorite, William F. Claxton. Bill directed so many episodes of this show. So, Alison, what's it all about?
Now, we have to remember, Little House on the Prairie, everybody had a million Christmas shows. I think we had 4 or 5 Halloween-themed episodes because Michael Landon's birthday was Halloween. He was all about teenage werewolves. So every 5 minutes, we're making a freaking Halloween episode. And here, indeed, this is Halloween in Walnut Grove, Halloween Eve, and of course Laura Reed gets creepy because Laura Reed's Carrie, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, because that's what you read to a small child.
We'll get.
And yes, it was correct because absolutely Legend of Sleepy Hollow, 18-20. So yeah, totally fine that you read that. No historical problems there. And it's the Washington Irving book with the Headless Horseman. Well, Laura's imagination takes a horrifying turn after witnessing an outburst of temper at the Olsons. Yes, convinced that the mercantile has become the scene of a murder. Seriously, and unable to convince others of what she saw, Laura's overactive mind runs wild. The result, a Halloween classic of mistaken identity, prairie paranoia, and mortified Laura, who learns that sometimes the scariest thing on the frontier isn't a monster at all. It's your imagination running wild. Or if you're Carrie, it's your feet.
Yes.
It's a sad episode.
I'm afraid. Yeah. And she was, how old was the Greenbush? How old were the Greenbush girls?
Young, because I'm going, this is 76, so I'm 14, Melissa's 12, Jonathan's 9, and I just like to say Jonathan is El Fuego on fire on flambe in this episode. This is, if you are a fan of Bill Claxton, if you are a fan of Jonathan Gilbert, this is the episode for you.
Sorry.
You're holding up your pupper. Sorry. What happened to the pupper? You said the dog was injured. What happened?
I know. I came home. Dean and I were supposed to have a phone meeting, and I came home, and she was unable to climb down the stairs or walk, and she was shaking. And when I tried picking her up, she screeched with pain. So I was like, "Oh no!"
She ate something.
Well, we went to the doctor. They checked her. No broken bones, nothing. And the only thing was maybe she pulled a muscle when we were in the park in the morning because she was running around. So $377 later, she's fine. She's fine.
Do you have insurance?
Now we do.
Yeah,
Now we do. It was we
It
had sort of
really
been putting
does
it
pay.
off. We'd been putting it off, and then I came home and I was like, "We're getting insurance. Why is my dog more expensive than my children right now? This is
Yes.
stupid." Anyway, I picked her up because
well,
she was just begging to be picked up. So she's on my
Well,
lap.
she's
while we
cute
discuss
she's
this.
so cute.
But thank you.
Wow. Yeah. So
If I was at home, I would drag my black cat out for this episode. But
Yes. Right. Exactly. This episode
So
is so
now-
silly. Okay.
So no, we were trying to figure out how old the Greenbush girls were. Were they 4?
Because
4,
was
5?
were they 3 when the series started
they were
in
like
74?
3.5, 4-ish when it started.
Okay, so 5,
So
maybe
5.
5.
2 years in. Yeah, they're like 5, pushing 6, but just barely. They're little guys. They're beavers. And it's hysterical. Carrie, again, this is a great Carrie episode. Those are
It
fans
is.
of Carrie being particular. This is a Carrie episode. Laura reads her this terrifying story, and she said, yeah. And which eventually Dakota that she's frightened. And then there's something in the bed. There's something in the bed. Now, interestingly, at one point, Carrie falls back asleep and wakes up, and I go, is this whole episode maybe really a dream that Carrie's having?
Just right.
It's so nuts. But she sees something in the bed, and when her mom goes, look at your feet, and then Carrie says, I am afraid. What? I am afraid of feet. I am afraid of feet. This
Yes.
is literally the line. And then she actually says this. I am afraid of feet. This is one of those goes down in history, great Carrie moments. So I particularly like this one.
I will say that the close-up of her sad, scared face is quite adorable, and we don't get too many of them, but I will give it to her when it's a good Carrie moment. It's a good Carrie moment, and that was a good Carrie moment.
It is absolutely top 10 great Carrie moments.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of feet.
It is.
Totally fair.
I'm
Yes.
afraid of feet. Also, maybe don't read your toddler a scary story at bed. Like, why? Not
I think
smart.
going out at 9:30 at night. Also, why does no one have a lantern? In those days,
Okay,
nowadays we would take a flashlight. Back then, it was perfectly common to simply take a lantern with you, as one would take a flashlight.
is also
And
in my
nobody in
note.
this show goes out with a lantern. Nobody grabs a lantern. They're all walking around in the dark. I don't know what the heck is going on.
I mean, I love that they're going out at night to soap the windows. But yes, I
Historically
have in my
accurate,
notes,
still historically
walking at night miles away to the town center with no light. They didn't think this one through. Yeah, I know. Scary.
You would have a lantern. Yes,
Well-
historically accurate. People have been soaping them windows since time immemorial. Halloween, thousands of years old because it was like an old Celtic Samhain thing. But it even was popular in America. The Irish, you can thank the Irish for Halloween.
Really?
And the Scottish. Irish and Scottish brought it over because it's a big Celtic thing and really brought it to America, the Irish immigrants. But it became huge right away. So, like late 1700s, they used to carve turnips instead of pumpkins. Did you know that?
Wow, I didn't know that.
Big
Wow.
fat turnips, but you could then carry them like a little lantern. You'd carve a little face and put a candle and carry the turnip around. It's really weird.
Oh,
Halloween was completely a thing by the 1870s. Trick-or-treating, not really a thing yet, which they didn't do, so that was cool. But soap and windows and pranks, and in some cities today, they still have the night before Halloween, the 30th. It's like
And then-
Devil's Night, Prank Night, all these different names. Yeah,
In,
because that's the night
on the
go do
East Coast, like Jersey, New York, tri-state area, it's called Cabbage Night.
Cabbage.
And Cabbage Night,
Okay.
I don't know why it's called Cabbage Night, but Cabbage, that's how we grew up. And you would always have to take your pumpkins inside on Cabbage Nights because kids would come out and smash your pumpkin.
Yep.
Hence,
that kind of
Smashing Pumpkins, perhaps, was born out of that.
Wow. Yes,
Yes.
I think maybe for real. Yeah.
Maybe,
So
indeed.
Laura has read The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. They are off in the dark without a lantern to town, but in television terms, it's cut. They go out the door,
sure.
and then they are, and then they are in.
And it's a
That's when
mighty,
we do see them walk. Yeah.
mighty bright moonshine.
Yeah,
Mighty
but
bright.
Yeah.
It's a full moon. You'll be fine. You can see. Yeah.
There you go. Be home by 9:30. So Laura sees a moment.
Yes.
Here, let's talk about that moment because that's the whole episode.
That's
the whole thing.
entire episode.
What it is all about. I love that Mr. Olson is ranting about his sword. He never has any fun, and he gets to bought himself a sword. It's the finest Toledo steel, which would be very expensive. And he's like jazzed about this sword, and Mrs. Olson is like, "Why, you idiot? Why are you buying all this crap?" And by the way, I can attest to this. Richard Bull loved doing this episode so much because always is Mr. Olson. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He's always good and staid, and he gets to act like a complete nutball and be suspected of murder and act completely insane through this whole episode. And you never saw anybody have so. You can see him having fun and enjoying this.
Oh my
while
God,
you watch
yes.
it. He's in heaven.
Well,
during
well,
this.
he got to play a little creepy. You know, I mean, it's like, I mean, Pamela, that will be the way you would describe it. You have, you go to creepy a lot as you describe things. He's really a little creepy in this.
Yeah, he is. I mean, which is exactly how it's supposed to be, right? Yeah.
You see through the window. There, clearly, the Olsons are arguing again. Not news. She's complaining that he spent a bunch of money, and she sees what appears to be a woman in a very fancy dress with dark hair sitting in a chair.
Yes.
And suddenly Mr. Olson hauls off with his Toledo steel sword and cuts somebody's head off. And he quite actually goes, "Oh my God, he's just killed Mrs. Olson." And then we do the wah joke where we go back to the living room, of course. "Why did you buy that dressmaker's dummy?" "Oh, Harriet, we'll use it. It's great."
Yes,
and
right.
Hardy har that he's cut a head off a dressmaker's dummy.
Right. Except now Laura's traumatized, thinking she just witnessed a murder, a brutal beheading.
So what Michael does here, or what John Hawkins does immediately, is releases the pressure that he really did cut Mrs. Olson's. The audience knows right away nobody's dead. Yes. Always in the open, the audience knows nobody's dead. Now it's completely Laura's fixation, and we get to watch as she is trying to sell everybody on this what she saw to Mary. She's selling Ma and Pa. She's selling Carl Edwards. She's selling everybody, and nobody's buying.
And right away, Mary is the wet blanket. Says, "What do you think that I'm telling Matt?" And Laura, okay, she's young. She's super young in this. And she says, but you kind of go, she didn't even take into account that maybe just, even if it happened, that yes, the idea of someone being actually beheaded in Walnut Grove by Mr. Olson might be a stretch. And that even if it really happened, you probably were going to have a hard time convincing people. Because it's like, why don't you believe me? Because you just told us somebody got their head off with a sword.
Now, we also see was this the first time, or was it, so Alison, you would know this. So nightmares become there's the wonderful episode that you do where all the nightmares are about you cutting off her head and more cutting off the head, more horrible things that you do. So was this the introduction of that idea?
Because we recapped another episode where it was the dream sequence, but I don't remember what it was before or after this.
Music Box.
Chocolate block of dream sequences. But is this season 3?
This is season 3. Yeah.
I think Music Box is season 3. Double check, but I think season 3 was the season of dream sequences. I think they just ran amok the whole year. I feel like it was dream sequences. Now another one. This is an episode if you're a fan of Bill Claxton, because some of the shots in this thing, the spooky thing, cameras are going through the trees and over things and under things. And Jonathan is like mind blowing. But it's also, if you were a fan of David Rose, this is an episode for you.
Yes.
The creepy music and all dream sequences are introduced with the werewolf howl. Thank you,
yes.
Michael Landon.
Yes.
I didn't know there was so many wolves. What is going on?
But the werewolf on Halloween. Yeah, I mean, endless. I think we can say, they go right at it, which is the fun of it.
Yes.
There's no hesitation. There's no pulling, like, would this really happen? There's no question of that. Let's just go. This is the story we're telling.
Let's go on the nose.
This is so silly to admit, but I have to tell you something. When I was watching this, when I was a little kid watching this, I remember going, and I think I even said it to my sister. I was like, this is real, right? Because I was like,
it's based on a true story.
Based on the books. It's based on the true story. So this is, I had no idea. I was just like, this really happened because this is based on the books. No, I didn't have a clue. I was little. So.
And again, Richard Bull just eating up the scenery, having a field day when
Yes,
Laura's like,
wonderful.
"What's up?" And he corners her by the wall.
I
And he's
know.
still got the sword in his hand, and he doesn't think any of that because he's been, oh, this is bad. And so he's practically got the sword near her neck. Not the
Yes.
blade, but he didn't realize he's doing it. And she's like, as he's going, "You're not going to tell anybody," because he's
Yes, right. No, all that menacing stuff. And then
proper Mr. Olson freaking out and
Yes.
destroying a perfectly good dressmaker's dummy. What an idiot. "Oh, you're not going to tell anybody about this. It'll be between you and me." Hysterical. Totally creepy. She's flipping out, and Richard is just going, loving every second of this instance.
And so she decides that, okay, we've got to go. We've got to go to the mercantile. We have to go see.
He's a serial killer.
Right.
We got
We
to
have
do
to go
something.
see. And of course, we've seen the previous scene where the device has come up that Harriet's going to go see her mother. And so, and she's off, not on the stage, but on a wagon early.
Cheaper and faster, he gets the wonderful Jack Lily, who apparently has a name. If you look at the IMDb they gave him, it's like,
Oh, really?
They made it, gave him some weird Swedish name which isn't even used. For some reason, he has a name.
Oh, that's
You know,
funny.
IMDb, it's just like, why? Okay. So Jack Lily's driving the wagon again, and he sneaks her out on the wagon because he wants to get her the hell out of there. He's like, "Great, please go to your mother." And of course, then what is every guy? You watch all the true crime, Pamela. So what is every true crime when the guy has murdered his wife? Say, "Oh, I'm sorry. She's staying at her mother. She left.
Yes.
She left to go to her mother." Every murderer on TV and in true crime podcast is always saying that the wife that he's just killed is at her mother's. And here we are.
Yeah, and so the first act ends with him telling the story to the kids, and Act 1 ends with Carl saying, "I'm really getting nervous." After not believing her at all, now Carl is getting nervous, and maybe something really bad did happen here. End of Act 1.
And can I ask, so we have the first nightmare that happens in Act 1, which is just these floating heads screaming. So Alison, do you remember? Yeah, tell us about filming all of that.
Like I said, we all had way too much fun doing this. And of course, Brian Part, the lovely Carl, and this is kind of why, like, eventually Albert and Andy, they needed a little boy. It's like, "Oh my God, we have Carl, so she can have a little boy friend who can come in and have these pranks," because Mary's not going to go with it. It's like, "Let's get Carl. He'll do it." So we shoot this thing, and we need the screaming heads, and of course, the dream. You know how much fun Richard had with the scary, like, zombie makeup and the teeth? He was like, fantastic.
This is nightmare number 2.
Awesome.
He looks like Lurch. That's like, yes, when he looks like Lurch. But the screaming heads. So they had a table with a black tablecloth, and get down on the floor and stick your head up through the hole in the table with all black cloth and get the camera on it. And okay, do you think? Scream. I do some lovely screaming in this episode. I'm very proud. Loved the screaming. Loved it. Had so much fun.
Quality
Getting on my it was like playing Halloween. Let's get under the table and be a screaming head. Loved it.
You know, I was gonna say here that Michael loved the scare thing. I mean, he really loved that. What's nice about this? I mean, I hate going to horror movies and being manipulated.
Yeah.
It does make. But this, so it has all of the treatments of all the different artifices that you use or conventions that you use to create this. But it's scary, but it's not super scary.
No, it's more fun than it is scary.
It's fun scary.
Yeah.
It's fun
Even
scary.
The tomato sauce, blood on the apron is like, that could have been scary. The blood, but it's so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loving.
Yes.
Okay, so now she's doing detective work, big detective work, where she's got to figure this out. She's not on the stage. She's not on the stagecoach. Oh my God, they checked the stage. And it's the beautiful Ruthie Foster's on the stagecoach, who we all know so much. What do we do? Now, at this point, because I made a note, you notice that when we're at school, we're jumping rope. I'm turning the rope, jump rope. This was a Bill Claxton lovely memory. So we go to jump rope. I don't know. I'm really good at jumping rope. Didn't do that a lot. Didn't know a lot of the jump rope games, like contention rope. A lot of the kids. And we go to, and he's like, "You jump rope, right?" I'm like, yeah. And then he starts asking, the other goes, "You jump rope." And the other goes, "No, I don't know how to jump rope." And he goes, "Does no one here know how to jump rope or any jump rope games? What, you're children. Why do you not know how to jump rope?" And so many of the kids didn't. They didn't know how to jump rope. You modern children. And Bill Claxton went, I don't know what's going on. All of you kids now, what are you hanging out in pool halls? None of you kids know how to jump rope. What is going on with the children today? And like walked away.
What's the matter with these kids? Kids.
Jump rope, what are you doing? Are you in bars?
They're going on auditions. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, they're all working.
right. Well, those kids,
We had time to jump
those
rope.
kids
He's
were.
like, why would you all not know how to jump rope?
That's
I
great.
felt that.
So did anyone teach you how to jump rope?
I did learn to jump rope after that.
All I remember is you always turning the rope, but super aggressively. Just so
very-
Nelly. Just such a Nelly way.
Yeah.
Even if
It's better turning it than jumping it because he asked for Jim. Yeah. No, I love that. I love that. And then it gets so into. Oh, here's a mem. So wait, where's Ma? They come to the mercantile. I'm there. Nellie's there. And oh, your mother. And Nellie's like, you're crazy. But she's at Grandma's. Fine. Have we ever heard Nellie mention her grandmother before?
Never.
Or ever
Never.
again?
No.
Never mentioned my grandparents. I'm a
Mysterious mother of Harriet Olsen.
Mrs. Olsen has a mother. We've never seen her. We saw a sister of hers. I've never mentioned, oh, yeah, my grandma. That's just out of nowhere. I suddenly start talking about my grandma that I apparently know.
In service of the story.
Yes, that's
service
right.
of the story.
Which is why I think the whole thing is a dream that Carrie is having.
I buy
Carrie
that.
falls back asleep and then wakes up. And I think from then on, is all everything that happens is actually a dream. Carrie's having.
I would buy that.
That's why it doesn't make any sense.
I think they would have paid that off, but it's a great idea.
This is one of those episodes where they're like, screw it, everybody. We're having fun this week. Like, done.
It's
Yeah.
Halloween.
Michael Landon isn't
Yeah.
even in this episode, is he? Like, where? Michael Landon's
Who?
not even in this episode.
Well, no, he's there. He sends them off on there. He sends
in
them
the
off
beginning,
on there.
at the
Dinner
beginning.
table.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
goes almost nowhere. He just sits at the dinner table smoking a pipe. They
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
back in. He goes, what are you talking about? Those no, he didn't kill anybody.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
they leave again, and then they come back. It's like it. He's just hanging out in the living room.
Yeah.
And interestingly, I noticed this, one of the rare times that you see a reverse inside the house from the sleeping area to see the wall that we never see as we're always shooting in facing the fireplace.
Yes.
There was the reverse, a very nondescript, no pictures, no furniture, no nothing on that wall, just a blank white plaster wall. Just sort of interesting. We rarely see that point of view.
Yeah.
Okay, and when they're in the schoolyard and Claxton shoots through that clump of bushes, dead tree thing where like Kezia used to hang out, and he's shooting through that into the schoolyard and everything. And in the later dream sequence when they have the big silver like
And the
covered
cemetery.
the reflection of their faces distorted in the curved silver lid thing. What is going on?
They had fun.
Claxton went to town on
They
this
had
thing.
fun.
That's why I say this is so
Wow.
good. It's so good.
Nice.
Someone took some
Nice.
mushrooms and
Yeah,
dreamt
it's
up this
Yeah.
episode.
Carrie's having a dream. I'm telling you. Grandma, and then
So what happens
Jonathan,
next?
Jonathan, as soon as he starts, is just like, wow. Oh, that was another great moment when we're doing the dishes. Because we're starting to wonder if our father's killed someone. Because he's like, do the dishes. We're like, okay, God, maybe he's killing people. And Jonathan says, Willie says, that's girls' work. And I just go, no, Pa said, he gets nowhere with Nellie with that one.
No.
He says it's girls' work, and it's like, I'm not even acknowledging that you freaking said that. Yeah, no, you're doing the dishes.
No, her older sister vibe was strong in this one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So good.
Okay, so Laura tries to tell Nellie and Willie, hey, your dad beheaded your mom.
We're
And
like,
they
you're an idiot.
They're like, you're an idiot. Yeah, don't take it seriously at all. Until what you just said, they're in the kitchen. Nels is saying, you better set the table. And they find the quote unquote bloody apron, which is really
and where's your mother is gone. Your mother is gone, and he's being really weird. And then we find the bloody apron, and like
Nels is sharpening
the hell out.
knives in the kitchen.
Right.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
and then Nels, okay, so we get the bloody apron, and then Nels goes on to explain about the mannequin.
So the tension again.
So everybody is clear here except Laura.
Right.
And he says, oh, and I spilled sauce. And you see Jonathan go, sauce.
Sauce.
The look that Jonathan and I give each other at the table. And then, oh, no, by the way, another Olsen meal. It was roast beef with mashed potatoes.
It's always roast beef.
Green beans. Well, and except
they
when
do
it's
great
lamb,
meals.
Every time there's
lamb
okay, it's either
and
lamb
turkey.
or always a
and-
roast
yeah.
though of some sort.
We had a pork roast one time with we had the mint chili, but it was so good. It was so good. And so we really, there's a moment when he is explained now, nope, nobody's dead. She's fine. Ha ha ha. Mannequin and blood with sauce. And we get sauce. And then as soon as we realize no one's dead, we lock eyes across the table and go,
plot and scheme.
we're going to do it.
You have a plan.
We're going to do it. We're so going to do this. And I go over and like, okay, I'll do your chores and dishes. I bribe, but I look and get Jonathan, let's do this and scare Laura. And what does he goes? I don't want to. And he's reading. He's like me. And I bribe him with chores and things. And then he says, Andrew, roast beef. Okay, fine. I get the whole plate of food. It's hysterical. So Jonathan right away is going to town. He's all over it. And then we have to do the whole bloody apron and scare the genius. I tell you.
Well, that's when it becomes a true Little House episode where we get that whole dynamic with Laura and Nellie. Yeah, the scheming Nellie. Yeah, and which is then now the audience is everyone's in the clear, but Laura. Everyone understands what's going on. Now let the fun begin.
And poor Carl, who's terrified.
I know.
Yeah, well, yes, Carl also is in the dark. Yes,
Laura's also like. Laura, I liked this part too, where Laura was said to Carl because he was like, "I don't want to do this," and she's like, "Best friends are supposed to, like support each other, right? You're my best friend, right?" And I was thinking, "Damn, that's not a best friend."
She's extracting a loyalty pledge from Carl.
Totally.
This is
I
where
don't
we
want to
get
be
the
best
dream
friends with you anymore.
Dream sequence 2.
Yes.
And Nels has makeup very lurch from the Addams family, but with scary teeth.
The teeth.
He was so happy. He was so happy that day. He was just like,
looked great.
He was like laughing.
Who did that makeup? Was that Whitey that did that?
Whitey, yeah, right. Or was it Hank? I think it was Whitey. And obviously years of experience doing horror makeup. Just he was so happy. And then that's when you get the shot in the dream sequence of Laura and Carl in the dome, the curved dome of when he lifts up the thing and his head.
Yes.
And Claxton shoots the reflection, distorted horror movie reflections.
Oh my gosh. I know, and Carl's face is all distorted. It's brilliant.
Wow.
It's a great shot. It's so creepy. That is legit creep factor. Yes, when you see their reflection in the domed platter,
it really starts to get scary. And then Catherine's head, she's under the table with her head through a hole in the thing, screaming like, "Yes, everybody get under with the carrots and potatoes on the plate."
Yeah, and then Laura wakes up from the nightmare, has to go to the outhouse, can't bring herself to do it, and the next morning we get the great Carrie moment with Laura running out the door, up the hill to the outhouse. I don't think we ever saw. Do we see Laura do that much? I don't think we.
Like
no.
Yeah,
classic outhouse humor.
We've all had that when you wake up in the morning, you really got to go. But this is why they had chamber pots, because really, when it was cold. Nobody would go into that outhouse.
Why didn't they have a little pot under the bed for those type of places?
They totally did. But it's not as funny as having her run to the outhouse barefoot in the morning.
Because like a Chanel suit, outhouse humor will never go out of style. Never.
There's another one when Willie does the whole thing about the cellar. Tries to, and says, "Oh yeah, it's in our cellar." And she says, "I didn't know you had a cellar." It's like, what? Because the cellar's never been mentioned. And she actually goes, "I didn't know you had a cellar." Yeah, we totally.
Yeah. Well, at first I was like, maybe he's lying about the cellar, but then we actually do see that they have a cellar.
I was worried they didn't have one. Yeah. And then what was it when he said this about not going? Well, why don't you go down there? I was scared.
Which one said that? Who said that? Who said that I was
Is it Jonathan has that one? Scared. I was scared.
I was scared? Oh, okay.
Scared. I was afraid and scared. I was scared.
So, okay. So now yes. But then we come back from the nightmare. Laura runs to the outhouse. She has the conversation with Ma, I think at that point.
She's at
she runs. I'm sorry. She runs to the outhouse, and then we cut to the mercantile, and Mr. Olson is buying a new mannequin to replace the one
that
that he
dude.
blew up.
Moving body parts.
Yes, right, with the moving body
dude.
parts. Yes, and the odd salesman. I mean, really creepy
who is-
salesman.
I wrote down his name because, yes, this dude has been in everything in the entire universe. This actor, if you look at he's been like the Twilight Zone 4 times. If you go down his IMDb and you see what he's played, Undertaker, coroner, gravedigger, Undertaker, funeral director, Undertaker, minister. Yes, he's played like Undertaker 7 times. He's an Undertaker on Bonanza.
Wow.
He plays weird, creepy dudes. This is his stock and trade. This is his thing. Brilliant, brilliant. And he has a funky name. What the hell's his name? I know I wrote it down somewhere because I'm like, this man is brilliant. The very, 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 very creepy dude. I have to find his name. I wrote it down somewhere. His name. He's awesome. Look this guy up. Look this guy up. And all of his work. He is brilliant. We love him. We
that's
love
a brand.
the creepy mannequin guy.
So while everybody knows that everything is normal, other than Laura and Carl, after the salesman leaves, they come crawling into the store, still doubting things, and their cool shot, looking up from the floor, low angle, looking up through the lamps and all the stuff. There's Mr. Olson stuffing legs in a bag, and they don't quite fit right. Yeah,
and the hand, the white hand hanging.
I mean, that is scary. That is gross and scary.
Yeah, and really well constructed too. I mean, I think that's so they are keeping the relief and the tension for Laura and Carl always high. They flip out, they run out. End of Act 2.
Right.
Let's take a quick break here.
We'll be right back with the Monster of Walnut Grove.
Yeah.
When you visit Simi Valley, California, you're stepping into the pages of history. Go from the pioneers to the presidents. Explore beautiful wildflowers, hike through iconic Hollywood locations, and end your day aboard the actual Air Force One at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and Museum. Throughout the summer, take the Little House 50th Anniversary Tour at Big Sky Movie Ranch. Less than 15 minutes from Los Angeles and 30 minutes from Universal Studios, Simi Valley has small-town charm with big-time history. Go to visitsimivalley.com for more information. We are so grateful to visitsimivalley.com for their commitment to presenting the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast.
And we're back with Act 3.
So they got to go. They got to go into the mercantile at night. They got to go. Willie's like, you got to come in at night. You got to come in at night. The reason they have to go at night because Willie has now dragged us out into school. They're in school, and Miss Beadle is giving a lesson on citizenship and what are the obligations of a citizenship. And so it's like they need to pay taxes. Mary's like, of course, yes, she says. And everyone's big. And I go, they run for office. And Miss Beadle says they can, but that's not. Of course, Nellie said that. Nellie's like, well, I'm running. Blah, blah, blah. And then Willie says they have to report a crime if they see
So manipulative.
Oh no. And he's going, and both he and I are going, yeah, and I'm doing evil. Insane. So then these poor children, again, go out at night, no lantern, no flashlight, no lantern. She and Carl, and they're in the cemetery. And that's when I went, whoa. What year is this? We're 76.
So why did they go to the cemery? Now, sorry, I'm sorry.
Right?
I missed that a little bit. Why are they going to the cemetery at night?
That's why we made them wait there to meet them there and then bring them a bloody apron because it's to scare them.
Because it's creepy to scare them. Total scare factor.
Okay.
Creepy because remember it's 1976 and in 1975 season 2 less than 1 year ago. I'm always going there. Only a year ago. Let's not pay attention to the last episode. Carl. Sanderson, his mom was Patricia Neal, who died. She's buried. She is buried. Mrs. Simpson is buried in that churchyard cemetery less than a year ago. And young Carl is hiding behind the tombstones.
Good times.
Problematic. Oh, wait, they just forgot. Okay, great. So he climbs over his mom's tombstone.
Oh, God, it's so terrible.
and we have to get in the house. And so that's when it goes completely off the rails. Now we're showing them bloody aprons and things. And I've got a bit, when I'm practicing with the sheet and I come through the floor, some of my finest work with that bed sheet, I'm telling you, I come out and then and this is where Jonathan Gilbert is on fire. He added a line in one of these scenes. I got to watch again, see which it was. But you know how, like, Jonathan, if he skipped a line, it was brilliant, and Mary Yerke continuity would just go fine. This is another one. He said something, and Michael goes, cut print, and Mary goes, wait, what? He just said a thing that's not in the script. And Michael's like, write it in. Yeah, Jonathan's writing this scene at this point. He's just saying stuff, and they're writing it into the margins because he's just in flames. And so he is now in charge of this entire show. We're just following him as an actor. We're just following Jonathan Gilbert now. We've given up. And he is tearing this up. He adds a line. It's so, and he was tiny. I had to work. That's why I did the math. He was 9. Jonathan Gilbert was 9 freaking years old.
And never read the scripts and never did anything.
Didn't read the script. Had no idea, making stuff. And look at what he's doing this episode.
Yeah.
And that's why he was so good, because he was so.
That's why he was so good.
He was so not a child actor.
Yeah, he was just, this is what I'm doing. This is, but he knew stuff. Like I said, he added dialogue. So, like, wait, where is he getting it? Unbelievable. Right. So, this is just so much. So then I get to worksheet. Yay. And then we have to get into the cellar. And it's just, and then I come out of the bed sheet. I'm like, oh my God, the woo, woo, woo. I get to go woo, a woo in a sheet. I was so happy. And then Catherine McGregor, Mrs. Olsen, returns.
Right. So they get scared, and then wait, this is the best part. Carl and Laura run upstairs. They shut the door and pretty much lock it behind them. So Nellie and Jonathan are now locked inside.
They lock us in the cellar. They close the lid and put a trunk on top. We're now trapped in the cellar. And
Carl is like, they're still down there. And Laura's like, screw it. Right? So
but
they don't care. They don't care. And then,
the holding my hand joke, out straight vaudeville, the holding my hand joke.
Oh, yeah.
Carl and Laura in the storage room, hold my hand. I am holding your hand. No,
yes.
You're not. Ha, 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 ha.
Right, and it's really the mannequin with the dead body part.
Yeah, that's Abbott Costello stuff.
Yes, it's totally Abbott Costello and Frankenstein. Didn't they do the Frankenstein movie?
Yeah. It's good.
I love that.
Fun.
Okay, what the heck?
And then revenge. Then they must have revenge.
That's right. And
No, go on, and then I'll say it after.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say this whole episode reminds me of a real life story that happened to me in 6th grade, I think it was. I was at a friend's house. We decided to play. This is so mean. We decided to play Ouija. First time at the Ouija board. First time I had ever done it.
It was a craze.
And of course, the Ouija board is totally speaking to me. It's totally a dead girl from the 1940s. I am fucking freaked out. Sorry about the cursing, but that's how terrified I was. And I remember I had to walk home. I was terrified. It was traumatizing. It was like I was in full effect of like being scared to death. And I told my mother all about it when I came home, and I was like, fast forward to like few hours later, apparently the girl's mother had called to tell my mother that yes, she had made the whole thing up and it was just a big prank on me. And so, but here's the kicker. My mother thought it was funny. So when she was telling me, she was laughing about it. And I remember being like, how dare you? Like, this is the meanest thing anyone has ever done to me. And you are my mother and you are laughing about it. Like, it was awful. It was awful. It was awful. And even now, if my mother, like, I know in adulthood, my mom has mentioned it once, at least once, because she laughed. And I remember being really upset with her. It was so mean. I'm sorry.
That whole thing, the Ouija board, which they sold like next to Monopoly in the stores, which is odd. And there's many people who believe, the Ouija boards are evil, terrible. Okay, even if they're not, why are you selling that next to the Monopoly.
I
It's
know.
weird.
It's weird.
Children, let's communicate with the dad. Like, what? Why? Why is that a
There's
game? How is that
there's
a
a
game?
great there's a great video that has been circulating on, Instagram and Facebook, with social media for a couple years now. And it just says, my daughter is hosting my daughter's sleepover party. They're playing Ouija. And it's just a video of this father turning off all of the circuit breakers so that all of the lights in the house go off. And you just hear from upstairs screams, like 20 girls screaming at the top of their lungs.
Oh, God. It's funny when you hear about it. If you're the 20 girls in the cellar or the basement, it's probably not. It's not very
I was
funny.
so easily freaked out as a kid. I mean, I was so easily freaked out in anything ghost, spirits, dead, related. It was horrible. Anyway, this episode
we played Ouija
reminded me of that.
We talked to our dead pets. It was all dead pets.
Oh, well, that's nice at least.
It was weird. So we're stuck in the basement, and they do the head.
So that's when just let's make sure we understand it. At that point, down in the cellar, everyone understands. Laura and Carl are finally understanding what has happened here.
Right.
Yes,
this is Olsen's home. They almost knock her unconscious. There's all sorts of carrying on and crashing about. And then when they realize, and Mr. was like, what are you talking about? So they're like, oh, those little sons of it. And so they're like, that's it. And they get the dummy head. And
Mr. Olsen's fatal, regret is that he actually entrusted his children to tell Laura the truth about him actually not murdering his wife. Why he would trust them to do that, I don't know. Because of course, particularly they did the exact opposite.
And then I have another great moment where I scream. Is my scream? Was that a great scream? Was that a beautiful Halloween scream queen?
Was legit, and I'll tell you why it was probably legit, because that mannequin head was absolutely terrifying.
He was that. That was creepy when that thing came down the stairs.
Creepiest mannequin head I've ever why? It was terrifying, that mannequin head.
See, I love horror. I know Dean was saying, hey, I really like the horror movie. I love horror. And I've always wanted to do horror. And so, so when I got to be a scream queen for 5 minutes.
Queen. Yes. It was a really
that's so on brand for you. I mean, that's totally on brand for you. You know what's interesting about all this, and we're going to get to the end in a second, but, Little House was shot so efficiently through the years, and Bill and Michael shot so efficiently. There were so many shots in this that are sort of that unusual reaction shot that you don't normally have to shoot. So the time, I can't imagine it took more than the normal 7 days, but boy, you guys had to be really flying through that.
Yeah. This was an all day. This wasn't like, oh, I'm getting off early. This is, you are going to be here until like the welfare worker comes with a stopwatch because it's 9 hours, boys. It was an all day sucker every day. It was a lot of work. It was one of the most enjoyable all day working episodes I can imagine. It was one of those episodes where you go, this is why I'm glad I got this job. This freaking rocks. I'm wearing a sheet. I'm a ghost. I'm going to scream. We got bloody aprons.
All that.
What could I want from and then of course, yes, they go home. Everybody's like, it's all Halloween. It's all a joke. We're all cool. And then the freaking headless horseman shows up. What the who?
Well, so Carl and Laura they leave the place. They're laughing. They've gotten revenge.
Triumphed.
And then you have the moment.
The actual headless horseman. Nice horse, by the way. Big white horse.
Yes.
Beautiful white
and that
horse.
is scary as all get. I cannot imagine. Okay, Pamela, you watch it. Did you actually have a complete mental breakdown and lose your mind at that point?
Yes,
because it
was crazy. Yes, it was crazy.
That was terrifying.
That was really good. Now, I'm thinking, I have a sense that from listening that the voice of the Headless Horseman was in fact Kent McRae.
Yes.
And
who's the dude?
And what's so fun about this, knowing some of Kent's story, when Kent was in high school, he went to a wonderful private school in Connecticut. And he was involved in the theater as an actor, always doing plays in the theater. They did a lot of melodrama, and Kent was always the snidely whiplash, twisting the mustache guy. So and he was a big guy even then, but he did those guys because he was just full on invested, and you can just hear that wonderful, big, sinister laugh that he brought in that moment.
It's not. I think it's him. Who's the guy in the horse? Was it Hal Burton? I remember in some story that it was like Hal Burton, maybe. But it was a whole thing that it was a whole inside thing of who got to do the voice and who got to. There's a lot of inside stuff, like I said, like the craziness. I got to check the names on the tombstones. I'm sure they're all like crew members or something. The whole Ruthie Foster on the stage, the little girl in school, the tall, skinny girl in the back when they were asking questions. That was Cindy Moore. She had been an extra, like an with no lines. And then one episode, the one with Reverend Alden getting the she was given a line in Taft-Hartley, as they say, and made an actual actress and given a part in lines. And just one of the nicest people you ever met, her and her mom. And they were so nice. And Annie Marion was really good friends with her mom. And when Annie Marion died, Cindy and her mom came to my aunt's funeral. I mean, these were just like really cool people. So whenever I see the tall girl with the little birds, she's like such a nice girl. Lovely episode.
So all of this is about Michael and his love of horror and fright. And it would be great to explore in an episode, maybe with one of Michael's children, why they understand where all this came from with him.
Love
it's
of Halloween,
really cool.
of pranks, of scaring people. Just, oh my God, yes.
And his birthday, I think in honor of Michael, I think we need to sing happy birthday to Michael right now. He would be 89 this year.
Oh, wow.
89.
Freaking
Let's sing happy birthday.
All right, let's
happy
do it.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michael. Happy birthday to you. Tony, when you cut this, you're going to have a hell of a time singing this singing.
Good luck with that.
I think there's a little more latency than we knew with Riverside singing. But anyway, Michael was just, we owe all of this, as we owe everything in this, to Michael's sense of fun and his spirit and his goodness. This is really one of those dark fun episodes.
Yes, this is a palate cleanser episode. Yeah.
And
we've had too much plague. We've had too much racism. We've had too many clowns
crying, crying, and the fires and the tornadoes. And we had like 4 or 5 Halloween episodes because Michael was obsessed, and that's why I made it fun. And I found a picture. Here's creepy guy. Ooh, Milton Parsons, and Michael chose him because he was on Bonanza. It's a creepy guy, so Michael went. I know who I'm going to call to sell that drug like this. I know who we're calling. He's in everything. Guy's great. He's in everything.
That's fine. Pamela, I think we should say goodbye.
We are going to say goodbye. Happy Halloween, everybody. Have a great Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
And listen, guys, live podcast November 22nd, New York City, Saturday, November 22nd. I've been saying Sunday. That's a mistake. It's Saturday.
No. It's Saturday. Yes, it is Saturday. Oh, and
tickets
fun
are going fast.
Yeah, and are they good? I mean, I'm glad
they're going. And
I'm glad to hear that.
Not be in New York. We have digital streaming, so you can get a digital streaming ticket, and the link is good for up to 30 days after the actual event. So if you can't see it during the show, you can see it anytime 30 days after. December 12th, 13th, and 14th, the Little House on the Prairie cast reunion at Strathern Park in Simi Valley. Really fun to announce that Todd Bridges, Solomon Henry, in The Wisdom of Solomon, has agreed to join us. Todd is such an interesting, fun guy, and I think he's going to really enjoy being with us at Strathern Park. We're going to all enjoy having him there. So that's a really fun thing. And there may yet be more announcements of those who are joining us, but we just
can't say yet.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. So it's fun. We're, as we come into the holiday season, there are fun things in the Little House world that we're all involved with. And of course, Alison and I don't know if you can get to Rhode Island. We're going to be at a chocolate expo,
Rhode Island, eating chocolate.
ourselves, eating chocolate.
You better
It's
bring
going
some of
to
that
be
chocolate to New
wild.
York.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
no, yeah. If it gets there, gets there.
It makes it.
We're putting it on the plane.
Yeah. All right, so let's say goodbye, Pamela.
Goodbye, everyone. This is an episode where no one is traumatized by the end of it, and I think the ending credit theme song is worthy of being happy for this one. Anyway, Thanks, guys, for joining us. We'll be here next week. Join us on littlehouse50podcast.com or our socials, Littlehouse50 Podcast. It's time. Bob, get the wig. Let's fly with jack-o'-lanterns this time. And not
I'm a bat. I'm now a bat.
and mannequin head.
And a turnip with a candle in it.
Yes.